I'll finish with a story, and then you guys can ask any questions you want. But many of the stories of the Holocaust that I try to tell you, that I hear from my Rav or reading books, are usually not known to many. For whatever reason or another, it seems like Am Yisrael only likes to have a memorial day for the Holocaust in theory. Very few actually read about it. Now, some of the tzaddikim that died through the Holocaust, whether it's Rav Wasserman alav shalom or many of the other tzaddikim that we've spoken about in the past, they actually give a fantastic testimony of not only what happened there, but also what's written in the Torah about the neshama of a Jew. Rav Ephraim Oshri, he lived through the Holocaust and wrote a 5-volume book about halachic decisions he paskined in the concentration camps. Now, my Rav told me some of these halachot that he judged on. I'm telling you, it's like having a bet din in Gehenom. Horrible, horrendous stories of what people would do and went through and how they got tortured. I'll give you a small example. One guy comes to the Rav. He says, Kvod Rav, the Nazis, Yimach Shimam v'zichram, said that anybody that goes to the shul, because they lived in it wasn't a barracks, it was like a mini city, but still surrounded by the Nazis. Any Jew that goes to the synagogue will get punished. Some died, some were mutilated. And he says, well, I had to go to the synagogue, and once the Nazis found out, they came to the house and they crushed my testicles. In front of the family, in front of the kids. And he says, Kvod Rav, the fact of the pain and the agony and all that stuff, that's fine. I'm just worried about one thing. I'm a Kohen, he says. I'm a Kohen. Am I still allowed to do Birkat Kohanim? Because it says the Kohen cannot be a Baal Mum, cannot have a deformity. Cannot have a deformity. But, alright, I'm already suffering and already not going to have any more kids. I'm already in hell already. But can I still at least be allowed to do Birkat Kohanim legitimately? So Rav Oshri wrote him a whole halacha, mamash, that is allowed. Rabotai Yekarim, who can have the mind, the clear mindset and focus to write 50, 100 different sources to prove that this is allowed? To go against all the, things like that, when you're surrounded by Gehenom, all types of things that were vicious, and you see amazing things. One of the things that he writes about is that they asked him another question. They said, Kvod Rav, the Nazi says that we're not allowed to go to synagogue. Can we be absolved from this mitzvah? Because they said that anybody that goes, they're going to kill him. So Rav Oshri writes on halacha and he says, even though we have 3 things in the Torah, 3 things that the Torah says, die but don't sin. If somebody tells you to go worship an idol, die but don't sin. Somebody tells you go kill somebody, die but don't sin. Your blood is not redder than theirs. Somebody tells you to go make a sex crime, die but don't sin. There's 3 main things. But the Torah also says that this is during normal times. When it's one-on-one. One guy puts the gun to your head and says, drive on Shabbat or I kill you, you're allowed to drive. But somebody tells you go to a church or I kill you, you're not allowed, you have to die. But that's when it's one-on-one. If it's in front of people, or it's Shat Ashmad. It's time where there's a din on the world, and they're destroying Jews everywhere. They're killing people everywhere. He says, even on a minhag, you have to die for. On a minhag. What's a minhag? The Rambam says if there's a minhag, to tie your right foot and then your left foot. And the Goyim say, if you tie your right foot and then your left foot first, I'm going to kill you. Go with the left foot first. You have to go with the right foot anyway, even though your life's on the line. Why? Because it's Shat Ashmad. So Rav Oshri says, Ephraim Oshri says, even though going to shul is not deoraita, it's not a biblical mitzvah, because it's Shat Ashmad, you have to go and sacrifice your life just to go to synagogue. And he writes, who are the ones that made the biggest sacrifices to go to shul? Who are the ones that made the biggest sacrifices to go to shul? You and I would answer logically. All the tzaddikim, all the religious, they all. Maybe they were religious before, they're religious now, right? He gives a chidush of all chidushim, Rabotai. He says the ones that were literally put their lives literally on the line, fighting to go to shul, were the ones that used to be kufrim. The chilonim, the secular, they literally died just to go to shul. And he says this doesn't make any sense. You didn't go to shul before the Holocaust. You were married to Goyot, you were married to Goyim. Why are you going to shul here? Nonetheless, why are you putting your life on? He says this proves to us that every Jew, no matter where he was, has a nitzotz, has a spark in him of kedusha, that at the moment of truth, he could implement it, he could push it, he could actually shine. Not everybody, but some of them that allowed that spark to shine at that moment of truth. And that's why, Rabotai Karim, anyone that wants to say that all 6 million died on Kiddush Hashem, no one argues. It's not because of just the tragedy of 6 million Jews dying, but literally that you could learn zchut on them, where you know that every single one of them that was in the concentration camps, that saw the horrors, especially after you see it in your own eyes of what they went through, you learn about it, you read about it, no one is going to stay a Rasha after seeing that. But that's not the same as other events that have happened, whether it be Pittsburgh or other massacres that have happened that were momentary, not an extended period of time. But you see that at the moment of truth, that the Jews that were kufrim did tshuva, and were literally willing to die just to go to Bet Knesset. This book is mamash unbelievable. It's 5 volumes. I'm learning it with my Rav a little bit. It's something that's, first of all, I'm thinking, how do you even write this stuff? And you're in the Holocaust yourself. It's not like he's writing after the fact. Oh, he's in it also with them. How do you have yeshuva dad? How do you have focus to write all these sources? There's bullets everywhere. There's people dying every day. This is Kedusha, Rabotai. Now, the Holocaust is one of the most recent tragedies that have happened to Am Yisrael, but much of the lessons, unfortunately, people forget about. One story that I heard from my Rav today will put things in perspective. It is the Admor Yitzchak Menachem Mendel Desinger. He was from Chassidut Alexander, and he wrote several books. Most famous was a book named Akedat Yitzchak. Now, the Admor Yitzchak Desinger, Hashem Yikom Damav, he unfortunately got burned and killed by the evil Nazis in 1943 in the gas chambers, Yimach Shemam V'Zichram. But one of his Hasidim tells a story of the last moments, because he was there. And he says, when they were on a train going to Treblinka, the miniature Gehenom on earth, everyone knew, you go there, you arrive, you die. It's not a vacation spot. But one of his Hasidim says, Kvod Harav, I don't know when we're going to get there, whether it's 2 minutes or 2 hours or 2 days. But while we're here, give me a Dvar Torah. Look at the tzaddikim that lived in that generation. Today you have to beg people to come to the Shiur Torah. Back then, they're on the way to dying. Say, give me a Dvar Torah. Give me something. So the Admor says to him, off the top of his head, he says, give me a commentary on the Tehillim Pasuk in chapter 92, verse number 3. La'agid baboker chasdecha ve'emunatecha balelot. Very famous, well-known Tehillim that we read in prayer, where David HaMelech says to relate your kindness in the morning and your faith in the nights. So the Admor says, what does it mean, this pasuk? To say that David HaMelech is saying, I relate your kindness in the morning is good. But then he says that Hashem relates his emunah, his faith in us at night. It should say, we have emunah in him in the morning. We publicize it, we learn about it, we do whatever we need to do. And then also at night, we have emunah in Hashem. But it doesn't say that. It says that we have emunah in him in the morning. We get all of the kindness of Hashem. We publicize about all the kindness that Hashem gives us in the morning, in the day. And at night, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has emunah in us. What does this mean? Now you can say what I've said in previous shurim, that yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes to the neshama who doesn't want to come to your body because it's already in a better place, and it says, Hashem, I don't want to go back, but Hashem forces that neshama to come back. But the Admor says, no, this is not the same. Why? Here it's talking about nights, meaning this is plural, many nights, an extended period of time. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that he has faith in you during these many nights. The Admor says the Chidush on the way to the gas chambers, and the Chassid that survived it told the story. The one that heard it survived it miraculously, survived it and told the story. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every single good that you have, he custom makes for you. Every good that you have, your wife, your husband, your kids, your money, your food, your diet, your eyes, your vision, your hearing, your everything you have, that's any good, HaKadosh Baruch Hu customizes for you. You remember him for all the good things. You remember, oh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me all the good, Ishtabach Shimo La'ad, I have Parnassah this month, I was able to pay rent, if my kids are overweight already, there's so much food in the house. Everybody, oh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you. You have to be a donkey not to remember HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all the good. But then it says, David HaMelech says, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he has faith in you at night. What does it mean he has faith in you at night? One day, night will arrive. Darkness will arrive. The darkness of a test, a difficult one you never thought you had to experience in your life. One you never thought even your enemy should experience in your life. That test that's going to be longer than you thought is even imaginable. A test that you never thought you should endure, anyone should endure, or it even exists. HaKadosh Baruch Hu also customized that test for you, because he has emunah that you will overcome that night. You will overcome those nights, and you'll come back to thank him for his kindness. This, Rabotai Yekarim, is being told to a Chassid on the way to the gas chambers. If that's not bitachon, what is? You see,